Welcome to Grow Overload. Xbox has rumors flying around that games are going to be everywhere. Exclusives will be either shorter time or not at all, and they're kind of going in a direction that makes maybe the PlayStation a lot more attractive. So these rumors that have been going around everywhere is got a lot of people on social media and everywhere else voicing their opinion to Microsoft to a point where Microsoft even had to come out and state, or Phil Spencer had to come out and state that there will be an event next week. And here's what Phil Spencer had to say. We're listening and we hear you. We've been planning a business update event for next week where we will look forward to sharing more details with you and our vision for the future of Xbox. Stay tuned. Now, it depends upon how you feel about the statement, which side you come down on where you think this is going to go. But some of the backstory here to the reason why they came out with this is that there have been many games that now have been Xbox exclusives saying they're going to be rumored to be going to the PlayStation. Starfield, Sea of Thieves, the Indiana Jones game coming out, and there have been some other ones. So these things that people, the reason why they bought the Xbox was because of maybe these exclusives, or a huge selling point for getting the Xbox was the exclusives. Now are rumored to be going to the PlayStation. And next week we'll find out if this is actually true or if this is just rumors and Microsoft kind of maybe walked it back, whatever else. But we will find out. Some of the things that came to my mind about these when you're going through is that um, just in general, just a general question, are there, if you are going to move games to be on PlayStation from Starfield, Sea of Thieves, all these games, are they going to be just any Xbox exclusives going forward, or will it just be a timed exclusive? That's a big question I have. And the, the next question is, if you're going to have an exclusive, these just going to be for a year, and then or less, and then people can just be like, oh, I'll just wait a year and then go and play that game on my PlayStation 5 gaming console, right? There has been a idea behind Xbox that it's just a glorified computer. It's just a more dedicated box for gaming underneath your TV. If that's the case, does Microsoft need to continue that, or do they license out of saying, here's the specs we want? I mean, they kind of already do that with AMD, and you can build a box close to this, install Xbox OS, and you're off to the races. That'd be kind of fun, right? As somebody that likes to build computers, I'd be kind of fun with that. You could also have people that that just pre-build this. There's a lot of different options that come to my mind about this side of things. And what is Microsoft going to do if they are moving games to the PS5 and allowing it on there to be a selling point to even buy an Xbox? Let's say they come out with an Xbox, what, Series XX or something. I can't think of a crazy name, right? That makes sense. That doesn't make any sense. So, what are they going to do for that? Are you going to still have an entry Xbox to try to keep that, entry level? If somebody can go buy an Xbox for $199, $250, and be able to get in gaming right away, or are you going to just have a high-end Xbox that then makes the Sony at the same level as Sony, and just makes the Sony one way more attractive since all the games are going to be over there anyways. And these are things that community people in the community are voicing over a lot. And at least Microsoft says they're listening. How closely, we'll find out next week, because if they aren't listening, as much as they want to grow their gaming revenue, right? They just spent $70 billion in Activision Blizzard King. They have to make that money back somehow. And bad PR going into this and coming out of it, if that were to happen, is not going to help them reap back that $70 billion they just spent. To me, they got to make sure that they go about this, very carefully, so they don't have a negative impact on that business that they just spent so much money on. And when you're going down this route of having so much money and having spent this, Xbox Game Pass was a huge thing in the, some of the documents that leaked. That was a huge selling point that they were going to move forward with and be like, this is what we need to grow in order to make that back so people are on subscriptions. Well, if you start, saying these are not going to be time exclusive or not going to be exclusive at all, not even timed exclusive, they're just going to go over PlayStation and everything else, this IP library is all over. Is that going to offset upsetting your fans enough that you're not going to be able to have that revenue always coming in through Xbox Game Pass? Is that going to be shrinking it, and you're going to be hoping to offset that with just game sales directly to PS5? Or is PS5 Sony going to start, or the next Xbox, PS6, etc., are they going to start offering Xbox Game Pass on their systems so that your games can come across as well, so that they have access to that, so you can continue to grow that subscription? These are, some, interesting questions I have and thoughts, because I could see a world where they, have timed exclusive. People just say, okay, I'll wait. We've seen this with other games. The gaming community is very passionate, and they didn't want to buy a game from a certain store, and they waited for another store when there was exclusive on the Epic Game Store, and look what happened there. They just waited 6 months. So if that's going to happen in the console world, that would shrink, hardware sales of Xbox. It would shrink, unless you have, Xbox Game Pass on Sony, that would shrink there as well. And all of a sudden, your whole, avenue of ABK, of Activision Blizzard King, is not looking as great, especially with games that you might not have to be on cross-platform, right? Because of the deal, you have some games that are probably going to have to be cross-platform just because of how they please regulators. But some of these, like Starfield, that was before this all kind of happened. And we'll see what Microsoft's story is. Maybe it is, hey, regulators told us that we had to do this, and we agreed to it, right? Right? And in order to get ABK. So we'll see. This is just, something of the cliffhanger here until next week. And as much as I like to see Microsoft put a better, foot forward to kind of direct these rumors in the right way, I actually think that because it is so close, he said next week. So you have a week to go to hopefully kind of squelch rumors with what you've said. We only have a week to go, and not like them run rampant for, let's say, 2 or 3 weeks. So, and this kind of does explain a little bit about why we're probably hearing some rumors right now, because it's so close to, next week of launch. So let me know what your thoughts are on this. I can see where Microsoft, really wants their money, but I also see uh, buying an Xbox isn't even worth it anymore. And that's something we'll revisit once we see the whole announcement, or even on the PC side of things, right? What are you doing to incentivize the PC side of things? Because I have a PC right here. I like the game on it. Um, I like the game on it a lot more once you get an OLED screen. But, what are you doing to incentivize those users as well? So that's some of the things that are just going through my head. Where do you stand on this in the community? I want to know what you guys are looking at, where you stand, what do you like to see out of this here, and what do you hope that Microsoft will do with these Xbox games? Just leave it in the comments below. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. Like, share, subscribing, and watching another one of my videos. It really does help out the channel. And if you have anything else you'd like to ask, leave it in the comments below, and I'll be sure to get to it there. And until next time, God bless.